Hello, hello. Okay, I am just going to need a second as I get set up. Welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all are safe and healthy. Um, I have been wanting to do this live for a little while, and I finally felt like it was the time. So please get settled in. Just give me 1 second. Um, you guys, as I do a live video, the comments pop up and then they disappear super quick. So um, please, if you have questions, wait until the end so I can answer them so I don't miss any of them. Okay, welcome. Hello, hello. All right, let's get started. So, right now we're in this very weird kind of situation with quarantining and practicing social distancing and things like that um, because of the coronavirus. And I'm not sure if there's delay on y'all's end. It is appearing a little bit delayed on mine. Um, So hopefully this is working out just fine. Let me see. Sorry, as I try to just readjust. Hopefully this is working out. I think my assistant should be on. So Sarah, if you can just see how this video feed is working, that would be great. Okay, so right now we've got this situation going on with the coronavirus, which is causing people to really change their patterns of living, their behavior patterns, and what they're doing on a daily basis. And it can be really overwhelming, just dealing with that whole thing already. But I really want to make sure that we look at this from a perspective that is equally as true to the fact that, yes, we need to be aware of what's happening, and yes, we need to use wisdom in where we go and how we interact with people right now. But all living things are designed to come into a place of homeostasis. So everybody is trying to get into a place of equality, of a place of everything working out and not having any illnesses or resistance to growth. And that is true in every part of us. So that's true for our bodies, that's true for our souls, that's true for our spiritual growth and development. It's true for our relationships and how we connect with other people, right? We're always looking to maintain that space that's going to best serve us, that's going to provide the best opportunity for us to grow. And when we are faced with something like this, it's really important to look at it from that perspective. So when you're coming out of a narcissistic relationship, when you've been dealing with abuse that perhaps has been systemic, perhaps it's been over a long period of time, maybe even your entire lifetime, there are going to be divine times when you get the opportunity to come back into that place of homeostasis. So the place that you were created from is looking to meet you in these spaces. And I really believe that that is what is happening here. It's really an opportunity to bring everything back into alignment. When stuff is slower, when things slow down, when we have more of an opportunity to really come to ourselves, sit with ourselves, we're not worried about keeping up with the day-to-day activities. We actually get this time period to reflect on our priorities, things that are most important to us. A lot of stuff can start coming to the surface. So the things that maybe we've been repressing or ignoring for a long period of time, that stuff is starting to come up. And it's these time periods that we need to take advantage of. Like this is the Earth's way. This is nature's way. This is certainly a design in God's plan to bring us all to this place of this hard reset. And in January, I released something called The Reset, which was basically talking about there's going to be this new shifting in the way that we view systems, and the way that we view the way that we do life, the way that we engage with others, the way that we view ourselves and then give of ourselves to other people. You know, I could just feel that was what was coming. And now we have this moment of a divine reset. So in this time period where maybe you're quarantined, or maybe you're working from home more often than you normally do, maybe your children are not going to school and you're trying to figure out how to homeschool them and how to keep them kind of on a schedule as you go about this new, you know, life schedule that's kind of been imposed upon you. It's also really important to take this time to reflect on maybe some of the things that you've been ignoring, that you've been pushing, that you've been shoving down, that want to come up. And for me personally, this has certainly been true. And I didn't even really recognize the fact that it was like this opportune moment to deal with these things. You know, as a life coach, I try to practice what I preach as often as possible, and I really have a pretty healthy self-care routine. And yet I found myself still struggling with some things that I felt like were old issues, you know, and instead of just trying to ignore those things, I was really like intentional about this. I just, you know, said like, yes, I'm going to take time off and deal with these things. And it just worked out that for 2 days I didn't have any clients, which is really rare. And so I was able to just kind of disconnect from everything, get away, just be by my own self, and really process some of these feelings. And I want to give you really quickly like a practical way what this would look like if you were, you know, going to do this for your own self. So sometimes you'll start getting a thought that bothers you, and instead of addressing the thought, you want to push it away. Instead of pushing that thought away, think about it, like let that thought come up, whatever it is. You know, maybe it's something like, I'm feeling worthless. Let's just say that that's the thing. I'm feeling worthless. Start asking yourself why 5 times to each answer. So I'm feeling worthless. So ask yourself why, and just really allow yourself to be in that place and not feel like you're judging yourself or the answer that you're giving. So ask yourself why. Maybe it's because, you know, you've had a failed marriage, or you put time into this relationship with a narcissist and it's not working out, and you're coming to the realization that those years that you put into that relationship are not bringing about the culmination or the fruit of something that you had hoped it would turn into. Okay, so that's why, number 1. So continue down that line of thinking 5 times. Ask yourself why. Well, why do I feel that like that? Because I invested all of this time, even though I saw all of the red flags, because I didn't do something about it sooner. Ask yourself why again. Why didn't you do something sooner? So this will help you get to the root issue of your pattern of behavior. So why you continuously think certain things, why you continuously act or behave in certain ways. And that can really, whatever is illuminated doesn't stay in the dark, right? If it's in the light, it's not in the dark. So the things that are hiding can no longer hide when you address them. And by addressing them, you inherently take away their power. When you continue to bury them, they are going to have power over you. Those false beliefs, those lies, those things that you didn't resolve or haven't made peace with, this can come out in not only negative thoughts and behaviors, but also it can have physical manifestations. So you can have, you know, your body breaking out in rashes, or the inability to sleep at night. All of those things are symptoms of an underlying issue, that times of quiet, that times of isolation even are the only times that we can tap into what the root cause of those issues are. So there are things that we can get in this period of quarantining, this period of social isolation, social distancing, practices that we're being forced to implement right now that are actually real blessings to us to clean out, to kind of do a spring cleaning, if you will, of our souls. So our mind, our will, and our emotions. What are the things that we have maybe been trying to purposefully avoid? Maybe we've been staying busy on purpose to avoid dealing with those issues, or maybe it's just like that's the pace of our life and we haven't had the actual time, the downtime, to sit and be quiet and listen to those thoughts and deal with those underlying issues that we've been burying for a long period of time, maybe even years, and again, maybe even our entire lifetime. We've never sat and really dealt with those issues. So this is such a good time for that. The other thing that I want to bring up is that right now is such a good time to not just clean house emotionally, so to speak, but also physically. Doing cleanses, doing a detox of stuff, like disconnect. You're already disconnecting from your regular schedule, from maybe even the schedule that you would normally keep socially. You're not able to do those things, so disconnect as well from the TV. Take time off from the media. Really sit and detox your body as well. Get into doing some of the cleanses and just other self-care habits that maybe, again, you haven't had time or you just have been putting off, doing. Start doing them now. Self-care routines. This is a perfect time to start establishing them. Time is slower, you can't really go anywhere, and you're kind of forced to fill that time up. Use this time wisely. Don't let this time pass you by and then realize later on, like, oh, I could have done that then. That would have actually been the perfect time for me to start developing new habits, or cleaning out my body, cleaning out my soul, and getting put on a new spiritual path. Whatever it is that you're specifically wanting to do, the improvements that you're wanting to make in your life, like, now is the best time for you to do that. So I came out with a couple of weeks ago these 3 bundles. They're really meant to address the most common questions, the most common issues that I have life coaching clients come to me for. So the first bundle is, preparing to leave a narcissist. So it deals with, how to prepare yourself for that, facing the narcissist in court, and documenting and tracking all of those. These are very practical tools that are included in each bundle. Each bundle has 6 different tools in it. So that's bundle number 1. Number 2 is dealing with identity and detoxing your body. So I have an ebook in that bundle that has all of these recipes to detox your body, to cleanse yourself. Everything from like juicing to how to use baths as a way to detox your skin and your pores, and different things like that, as well as your sleep and your sleeping habits, how to get into a good routine for that. Lots of different worksheets included in the Cleanse Me ebook. There's also another ebook that has to do with identity, and I just want to talk about that really quick too. During these during this period of quietness, of slowness, we have the ability to really reconnect with ourselves, because we can't go out and meet other people. We can't go out and have our ear gates flooded with the voices of other people. So we get to just be alone with ourselves. And this can be a really amazing opportunity for you to truly find out who you are. Sometimes when we're with a narcissist, we're so used to being told what to do or what to eat, what to say, how to dress, how to behave, and you can really lose your whole sense of being, who you truly are. And so this ebook is really meant to connect you to who you are. So it takes you from the process of that whole stage, like how to find out your likes, your interests, your passions, and things like that, as well as activities for you to do when you get stuck. Because I know firsthand, for me, that was really the problem. I would feel like I was doing really good, I was recovering, I was feeling like I was making some progress, and then I would just get stuck somewhere, and I didn't know how to really get the momentum back. You know, it always felt like it was like 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. And I would be doing good, and then I would lose confidence in what I was doing and how I was progressing, because I would just meet these blockages, you know. And that is a part of, you know, hindsight being 2020. Now I can look back and say, like, that is also part of the progress. That is part of the shift that you are doing. Having those blockages, having those roadblocks come up are actually things that are pointing you to the issues that you need to deal with. Like, you cannot progress without having those blockages in your path. I hope that makes sense. And so this ebook really goes over that as well. So the whole process of like discovering who you are and everything that's really like involved in this recovery process, and how to use those setbacks that we can really label in a negative manner. You know, we paint it in a really bad light. How to really look at those again as opportunities to either point out strengths that we didn't even know that we had, how to look at the skill set that that blockage is actually creating or cultivating within us, and how that's going to look not only in our own lives, but if we want to reach out and help other people. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You know, and using this time of social distancing to really look at it as a blessing, as like, now I'm going to have this time, not just from physical distancing, but I'm going to use this time to also emotionally and mentally distance myself from the narcissist. We need to be looking at it through the lens of everything that is positive, everything that this time is giving to us. Because again, while we need to use wisdom for sure and not just ignore the fact that you know, it's been labeled a pandemic by the World Health Organization, we also need to be looking at the things that what is life trying to give to us? What is it trying to teach us right now? And how is this being used to our own benefit? Because again, everything is going to go back to a state of homeostasis. Everything is looking to get into that place. So how is this, like, what seems like turmoil or upheaval in society, maybe even in the economic sector and other things, how is that actually forcing us to create a new and healthy environment for us to grow the best in? And again, that's really what I'm trying to talk about in this live video. This is such an opportunity. I'm telling you that even for my own self, as I said, I took 4 days off. I didn't have clients 2 days in a row, so they happened to be Thursday and Friday, so I took Saturday and Sunday off as well. And it was such a good reset for me, because I know that I dealt with a lot of things that I didn't even realize were still hindering me from progressing or moving forward in my life. And so again, using this opportunity. So this identity ebook will take you through all of those processes that you will likely find yourself going through as you kind of go on this journey of recovery. And then the third bundle is about purpose. So it's taking everything that you've gone through and really helping you find purpose. And there's two avenues that you can apply this ebook that's included in that bundle, called Clear Purpose, into how you interpret it or how you do the exercises in it. So first of all, you can either just use this as a blanket thing. So you just want to find your purpose in life in general. Like, you're leaving the narcissist, it's a whole other world now. Like, what is your life going to be like? Maybe you want a career change, maybe you want an entire life change. And this book has a lot of exercises to help you clearly find your path moving forward and what your purpose is. Second of all, it can also be interpreted as in terms of just the experience that you've been through with a narcissist. A lot of times I'll work with clients who feel that they've gone through something so impactful in their life that they can't go back to a regular life after that. And so they want to be able to use what they've gone through with a narcissist in such a manner that it helps other people, and that can come out in a lot of different ways, right? And so this ebook can also help you process that. Like, what would it look like for you to take what you've learned and apply it to other people? How can you package it and give it away to other people to help them come through what you've just gone through? So that's the ebook that's included in the third bundle. Each bundle has at least one ebook in it. And in the third bundle, which is all about purpose, it talks a lot about how to establish a new baseline, how to track your thoughts, how to pay attention to little issues that may be coming up so that you can take care of them, so that you don't get derailed from your overall purpose, you know, so that you stay on the track of completing your goals and reaching the life and the lifestyle that you ultimately want. There's a worksheet that's in there as well that teaches you how to not only establish boundaries but also enforce them in a healthy manner. And there's also something really fun that I'm in the process of developing into like a full, I don't know if it'll be a book or an ebook or what it'll be yet, but how to do vision board planning thoroughly. So how to create one that's really effective, and that's a template that's in that third book, or that third bundle, I'm sorry. And so these three, I put the link to pre-order or to buy all three bundles together in the description of this video. And what I'm doing for the next like 4 days and through Sunday is that when you buy all three of these bundles, you get all three manuals to my Unmoved Mentoring program for free as well. And the reason that I wanted to do this, so if you're not familiar with my Unmoved Mentoring, I have 3 courses. One is called Life After Narcissism, one is called Forgiveness, and one is called Growing in Trust, which is all about creating boundaries and establishing trust in a healthy manner. And these courses are, they have self-paced courses, so I've pre-recorded all of the videos that you can buy and purchase on your own, or once a year I run them in a live group setting. And the manuals for each of these are also available. I think they're only like $9 on my website, but if you buy the bundles, you're going to get all 3 manuals for free. The reason I'm doing it is because I want you to really take advantage of the time that this quarantine is offering. Like, you might not be able to go out and do all of the things that you would physically want to do, but maybe life is trying to tell you it's time to slow down. It's time to deal with some of these issues that are truly hindering you from progressing in life. And the manuals for each of these programs are very like tailored to each person. So there's lots of exercises after each chapter for you to go through. And so it's not just giving you a bunch of information, but it's teaching you how to take that information and really apply it to your own life, and to really be reflective about your own experience, and to ultimately just teach you how to be honest with yourself and to not bury things, but deal with them, you know, so that you don't get to these points where you're feeling so overwhelmed and there's just so many issues that you really can't think, you can't maybe even function, and it just like your whole system just shuts down. So those 3 manuals are also going to be included in addition to the 3 bundles. So there's a special pricing. You can click on the link in my in the description of this video below to check that out. I'm only going to run it for a few days, but I wanted to do something positive, hopefully that will impact people during this quarantine time and help them really take advantage of what we've been given in a way that is not being maybe advertised as much through the media. It can be really overwhelming to hear about all of the new cases and you know, the medical concerns, the impacts that this is having on every sphere of our society. But there are some definite silver linings in all of this, and that's really what I wanted to get on here and mention to you very quickly. And not just mention it to you, but give you a plan, give you a way to actually implement all of this stuff that I've been sharing and talking about in really practical ways. A lot of this stuff that I develop, I try to keep it in mind of families. So if you have children, you know, how to help them process everything that you've been going through. If you don't have children, but maybe your parents or your siblings or whoever are confused about how, you know, this person that they've grown to know could be behaving this way in public and yet a different way in private. So there, all of this stuff that I develop, I try to think about it from a family perspective and the conversations that you're going to be having with those that you're surrounded with. And now again is such a good time to be able to do that. There's people who are able to, you know, take lunch at home, or, you know, whatever. They don't have the commute time, so they're able to connect with you maybe through telephone or Zoom or Skype or something like that, that maybe you haven't taken the time to really address some issues, some personal problems, some personal issues that have stemmed because of the narcissist, because of your abuse or abusive situation that you were in. And now is the time that you can really take to address them. So come up with a plan for how does that look? What will it, you know, what time would you call that person? What are the things that you really want to address? Do you have a way to bridge those hard conversations? And again, all of this kind of stuff is covered either in the bundles themselves or in those 3 manuals for my Unmoved Mentoring course. So if you need help like developing what that would look like for you personally on a very practical level, that would all be included as well. So I hope that you will take time to at least check it out. And if not, if like that's just not what you want to do, then not the route, then I hope that you will do the following the trail of your thought, 5 whys, asking yourself that 5 times why, when you have a thought that, you know, is troubling to you or won't seem to really leave you, discovering the root of it, and that's the way that it will be brought into the light, and it won't be able to trouble you any longer. As well as just taking time, maybe start journaling, maybe start developing a different self-care routine. Do things for yourself that are going to help you not only process things in the past, but set you up for a successful future moving forward. So really take this time to take advantage of what we have been given. Yes, there are, it's still, you know, a crazy situation out there, but that doesn't mean that that kind of thing needs to come into your atmosphere. You still have control over your thoughts. You still have control over your time and what you spend your time on. And there's lots of detoxing activities that you can do during this time as well. So you can find out more about that again in the bundles. That the link to that is all in the description of this video if you're interested in that. And before I get off of here, I guess that's really all I have to say. Are there any questions? Let me pull up my YouTube on my computer so I can see if there's any questions that I can answer before I get off of here. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for taking time out of your day and watching this video and just being a part of this community for sure. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have any comments on there. Let me check here. Okay, so all right, if there's no questions, you can comment after this video. The comments that come up during the live video don't show in the video once it's published and once I'm done. So once this video is done, if you have any follow-up questions, go ahead and ask it, and I'll be sure to respond. So you guys have a great day, and stay healthy, and really find opportunities to use this time for your advantage, to your benefit, to heal yourself, to get healthy, and to have a great foundation to move forward in the future. Talk to you guys later.